What would you say is the most important knowledge to have when you go into an interview?
A few factors, I believe, when you go into an interview. Obviously, confidence is like a big factor. The other thing is like being prepared. But overall, it's just like a good rest, right? Because when you're at an interview, you don't want to look like you've been beaten to a pulp. Because first impressions, everything. The moment you walk into the door, people already judge you.
I would agree with that.
Or, you just know someone in the company and nepotism kicks in.
Yeah, maybe your dad is the CEO and you just have to talk to Chad that was at your first grade recital and you're in.
Yeah, I mean, that's how the world works, right? Either you work your ass off or just know someone.
Yeah, that's very true. But yeah, I would agree with you. Being prepared is something that a lot of people need to do before they start their actual their interview. This preparation can mean knowing who you are in terms of knowing what you want, why you're there, and what you want to get out of it, right?
Yeah.
Knowing the company, knowing what they actually do, the position you're interviewing for, and what that position does. Sometimes you also, when it's, nowadays I feel like most interviews are in Zoom.
Yeah.
But before, when you actually had to go into the office, I feel like that's something you also need to know, what building it is, what floor it's in, who you're actually speaking to.
Right, right.
It's not like Zoom where you hop on and then you have that person's first and last name so you know how to speak to them.
Right.
Back in the day you had to go in and then you remember who they are from the email, not say the wrong name.
It's only been 2 years, bro. You make it sound like it's been like a decade or so.
It's a different life now. It's a whole different life.
I agree. I mean, it's good to know a little bit about the company, right? I believe majority of the time, as far as my experience concerned, most interviews are not very technical.
Right.
They're just questions to gauge if you are a good fit for the company. And most of the time I feel like people try a little too hard to impress the interviewers. Do you have any experience in that sense where your own personal experience where you feel like you're trying too hard or you feel like you did well and then you don't get the offer?
Yeah, so a couple of times actually. So, just kind of going further explaining on what you said, that most employers kind of just want to know your personality and see if you're a great fit as opposed to technical question. I think that all depends on who we're interviewing for, right? I feel like when it comes to public accounting firms, that is the case. They just want to make sure that you're a great fit for the company, that you're someone that's going to represent them. That's something that's important to them. In terms of technical skills, they feel like they could teach you all that. They're top companies for a reason. They have great trainings, great mentors there to help you, but they really need that people aspect for client facing and, client work. But when there's companies that are smaller, that just have a small team, I feel like that's when those technical skills matter. You knowing how to actually do the work is very important because, they'll teach you, they'll guide you through it, but they would prefer someone that could pick it up right away or has prior experience. So it could just flows and goes as business as usual. That and I'm talking about a team that has 5 to 10 accountants, right? Because one of them would make a big difference.
Yeah.
In terms of talking about a time where I thought I was gonna get an offer, but I didn't. I remember when I was a freshman. I think I remember speaking to you about it, where I interviewed with 4 people back to back.
Right. The group interview.
Yeah, it was 4 people back to back, and I thought I was doing really good. On the second to last interview, I remember, of course, you're gonna start off with someone who has a couple years in the company, and you're gonna end off the interview with probably someone who has the most years, right? So for me, the second to last interview was someone who I thought I did pretty good in relating to. We talked about basketball the whole time. Of course, they're older, right? So I remember his favorite team was the Chicago Bulls, the 95, 96. That whole Jordan, Scottie Pippen era.
Yeah.
He mentioned that Yeah, it was the second three-peat, I believe, because he mentioned that his favorite player was Tony Kukoc. Right?
Yeah.
A European player, probably a six-man. And, I was maybe, you know what? Maybe I didn't get it because I said I was a LeBron fan.
You know what?
Maybe that's
could be. There are a lot of haters out there.
Yeah, especially those Jordan fans. They're LeBron haters, man.
You can get canceled. Get canceled with Jordan fans now? Is that it?
No, but honestly, we just talked about basketball most of the time, actually. So I thought I was in. I'm like, I think these prior people really got the best out of me in terms of they got the best answers I could have given to them.
Mm-hmm.
And this last person, I felt like I could relate to him pretty good.
Right.
I had two other people there that were also interviewing. So we had juggle us three and then those four interviewers. So I don't know if one of them got it. Who knows? Or maybe it was a different round of people who got the position.
Yeah.
But I honestly thought I was gonna get it. I forgot the position. Was it like IT audit, IT advisory? It was something had to do with
I believe
tech.
it deal with IT assurance. But
IT assurance, right? It was IT assurance.
Yeah. I remember you told me about it.
Yeah.
But you felt great.
I felt great.
You felt great. You felt like you're on top of the world.
I felt like I was on top of the world because we were literally like on the 70th floor, bro.
So what happens once you find out, like, oh, I didn't get the offer?
So here's the thing. I even, besides working with our close friend group,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of practicing my interviewing skills, I also practiced with someone who was from the company.
Mm-hmm.
I went over to their house, I think once or twice. Oh, wait. It was consulting or advisory in tech, I believe.
Yeah.
But the person I was talking to, I think, was an audit. And they were even helping me out in terms of how did their process go.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I had someone helping me that was from the company and someone that was helping me that was from that field in advisory.
Yeah.
So they were both helping me out. So I thought I was very prepared. I knew the company. I knew the type of questions I was going to be asked.
Yes,
so I thought I was going to be very prepared, right? I had someone helping me that was from the company, someone that was helping me from a different company, but also a great company that was in that position.
Mm-hmm.
So I was prepared. I knew the company, what they were going to ask me. I thought I did great in the interviews. Time came and a week happened. I didn't hear back. 2 weeks happened. I didn't hear back. A month, 2 months had happened. I didn't hear back. My friend that was from the company kept telling me, hey, have you heard anything? I hadn't heard anything. I emailed some of the people that interviewed me.
Mm-hmm.
I think I emailed like 2 or 3. Reached out to 1 or 2 on LinkedIn. Nothing asking them about the positions. Just saying hi. I can't remember if I got a rejection email or not.
Mm-hmm.
But if I did, it must have been like 6 months after.
Yeah, so they pretty much ghosted you for
Pretty much ghosted me.
Yeah, so they pretty much edged you for 6 months.
Exactly.
With no payout.
With no